So Jim, with all the amenities that you're offering, appliances are a critical part of this. You can't just plug in an old gas stove or hook up an old gas stove.
Right.
Tell us about what kind of appliances you're going to be using, what people need to know.
Yeah, well, you have an all-electric building, you're going to have things that are only electric. So what does that look like? How does that work the same or differently than what folks might be used to somewhere else? So first and foremost, washer and dryer. It's a Bosch series, 300, 500 series washer. It's one of the highest rated Energy Star washers and dryers. And it also is a heat pump. We got heat pumps all over the place. We got heat pumps in our domestic hot water, we got heat pumps upstairs, we got heat pumps right in every unit. And so that'll be a
heat pump water heaters.
Yeah, heat pump water. We'll get to that probably in another one. But right over here in our washer dryer closet, we will have that a vented door actually, because we need to be able to actually gather heat from the unit. Now, cool thing about the dryer, it's a heat pump dryer. The washer is pretty much normal. The heat pump dryer though, it's actually softer in your clothes because it is actually not having to take as much intense of heat, right? It actually can dry
and fry your nylon shirts.
Yeah, and everything gets fuzzy and exactly.
Or destroy your sweaters completely.
Yeah, and so people report that it's a little bit nicer on your clothes, and it is able to do so because it's doing so by slowly taking that moisture out, because that's the way that the technology is working. That heat's coming in slowly, and it's being able to take it out slowly.
Doesn't overheat the fiber and make it fray.
Yeah, we love speed in this country for things like drying clothes, but that's great for being able to get out and wear it, but it might not last you very long as a result. And that's
there are so many people buy throwaway clothes, and they
don't want to. try buying some newborn clothes. Boy, that doesn't last very long. It's a good thing they grow quickly. It doesn't last very long.
After the first washing, it goes,
just dies.
Now this is my cleaning outfit.
No. And so we like that the performance is there, and we like that it can use a lot less energy to do a function that we got to do a lot. And so that's a washer and dryer. We also have induction stoves. And
we've got to talk about this.
Yes, it's become a hot button issue all of a sudden.
Okay, what's the advantage of induction?
Well, it's not so much yes or no, but it is about what can this do, what can it do? Well, it does everything you want a stove to do. It's easy to clean. That's probably the most important thing that Faith would tell me that is people would like about stoves.
Okay, you have 3 kids.
We cook a lot by scratch too.
So what's the advantage?
Yes, also it can't be burned quite so easily from an open flame.
It's tempered glass, and the plate never gets hot.
Yeah.
The magnetism of a pot hits the coil, and it heats the pot, but not the plate.
Yeah.
And then you can wipe it down, and those little fingers don't get scalded.
And you don't have to when the pot of rice explodes and anything else, that falls right in a flat surface.
Yes.
And there isn't any of that burning. And I think one of the things that's important, people are talking about, what's the science behind all these things? Well, if you're burning anything, no matter what it is, how clean it is, you're still burning it, right? And so the question we want to ask ourselves is, if we're in a very airtight building, do we want to be burning anything?
We don't want to be burning anything anyway.
I had an old house down the street here in Minneapolis,
and burnt ribs.
The air flowed in and out. The vent for my stove faced west, and air blew in it from the west wind as much as the air blew out when I turned the stove fan on, right? So we had good ventilation, but in a building like this where we've purposely tightened the building
It's a really controlled environment.
Really controlled environment, and so we have a little extra boost. So we have a pretty robust recirculating fan for the stove. It has a charcoal filter in it. It also has metal filters that are really high quality. You can stick in your dishwasher. And not the ones that are kind of like the floppy version you kind of poke at it and it falls apart, right?
That's
actually
great.
Real metal. It's kind of more commercial, and you can literally take it out and stick it in your dishwasher. We're thinking about it.
So many single family homes, I see the hood.
Right, it's just covered.
And I go, it's gunky, just gunky.
And they say, the middle, low grade ones, they say you can put it in your dishwasher, but then you read more about those things, and after 4 or 5 washings, that metal starts to break down. It's not really meant for that longer term abuse. And if we're going to own a rental property, right, if we're going to have has to function. People are not going to fiddle with it. They're not going to play with it. They're not going to spray it out.
The renters,
they don't care. They're going to put it in the dishwasher. If it comes back out, half of what it was when they put it in, it's the landlord's problem. Right? It's my problem.
That's right.
So those are all things that if you like durability, wherever in your own household or anywhere else, Those are the details that we have to, and so
It does cook quicker too.
yes,
It boils
definitely.
water much faster. I
Yes.
think like in 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, I actually have a
Boils
pot that I actually use because we don't have one at the moment, and so we're looking forward to having it on the burner. So we want to have this expert appliance that uses to boil the water because it's so much faster to boil that with electric coil.
Especially when you have kids, and when they go,
Yes.
I'm hungry, they mean I'm hungry right now.
They were hungry 10 minutes ago. So those are the pieces of the puzzle that fit together. Now we do have a little extra help from that ERV we talked about earlier. So right over there in the ceiling, there is an extra vent that helps you for
Pull it
the
out.
extra, smell. So the idea is you're trying to get the bacon grease and the really
Smoky.
sort of smoky stuff that you're going to have because
Your
you're
pan
cooking.
gets hot, the
You're
pan
cooking, right?
by
There is
itself
smoke,
will get smoky.
right? But
Right.
for the rest of the sort of just stuff that's coming off your food and things like that, it actually, we'll have a filter on it, but we'll be able to filter that air. Inside the ERV actually has a MERV 13 filter, which is the highest filtration you can have, so that all that energy is going back and forth, exchanging, and also cleaning your air. And so we've strategically located those ins and outs of the air system so that the areas that we're going to have most of the pollution in, which is going to be in your bathroom, right, in your kitchen.
That's where it moves.
Right,
Yeah.
and you're taking that fresh air, you're dumping it into either your major living area or your bedrooms, right, where you're breathing. Most people are going to spend most of their time.
Great.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you for all that information. And next time, we're going to do a cooking demo.
we should definitely try that out, and we'll be able to turn on off all the heating, cooling, and ventilation.
We'll
see
do
how it
a
works.
demo.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe right below and come again.